Kindergarten at STEM School Highlands Ranch is anything but ordinary. Excitement, innovation, and fun all throughout the day. STEM kindergartners learn while using the latest technology, including 3D printing, robotics, coding, and learning apps. STEM teachers give instruction on social skills, celebrating diversity, and using problem-based learning to solve real-world problems while students learn the content along the way.
We actually teach what they need to know, and they have the skills that they can use to apply across various fields and across various subject matters.
Kindergarten at STEM, an experience like no other. Enroll your student today to get them started on a unique journey of learning.
STEM, it seems very science and tech oriented, but it's actually so much beyond that. It's just layers and layers of, just helping people figure out what they love to do and what they want to do.
STEM is a great place for kids to learn. The education is top-notch. It's a highly ranked school. But not only that, the personality of the kids, they're all great kids. They really look out for each other.
Every student here has not only a passion for what they're passionate about, but can understand each other and each other's passions in a way that helps them connect. And so I've had a lot of really great experiences here. I think that a lot of them have been through the amazing people I've met. I have had such amazing teachers and had the opportunity to really go into my passion.
I love teaching here at STEM. It's amazing. The kids are absolutely incredible, are so talented in what they do and what they bring to class. I'm able to include a lot of technology and use that in my classroom, which is absolutely fabulous. And I just love the freedom I have within teaching the different standards.
I guess every day at STEM really brings you something new. I feel like, honestly, I can't pick one best experience because every day was a new experience, quite literally.
We're going to help those students really learn and grow in every way possible as a young person, and they're going to have fun while they do it.
STEM School Highlands Ranch. Never stop innovating.
Teaching here at STEM is super exciting. It's a very collaborative community, a very supportive community. I love that I have flexibility in the classroom, so we're still working on our learning standards every day, but at the same time I can still have student-driven activities based on what their questions and comments are, and I like that flexibility and how we can roll with that in our classroom. And they've got questions, we can go research it and find some answers.
I'm able to find resources that really enhance those real-world problem-solving skills that we're trying to get the students to be able to do, to be able to apply the standards that we're teaching, do what's best for my students here, and really be able to be free and flexible. So we've done quite a few PBLs. We do one for every single science unit that we teach. We also do one for every social studies unit, for language arts, and then at the end of each module of math we incorporate a PBL as well.
That's what I love about working here at STEM too, because we always have that opportunity to keep posing these questions to ourselves and to our students.
STEM is full of opportunities. There's all sorts of different things, like whatever your passion is, you can bring it in and we will accept it. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, there's a place for you.
STEM School Highlands Ranch. Never stop innovating.
STEM has some of the most amazing students and families that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. It's one of these schools that I think every day in the last 2 weeks, some student has asked, can I come in after school to work on the robot? Can I come in after school to build this? Our students do not let the bell schedule dictate their learning.
I think one of the best things about working at STEM School Highlands Ranch is the fact that we all know what we have to teach, but STEM School Highlands Ranch gives you a great deal of freedom on how you teach that. So you can make your classes as intense or as fun. You can game your classes, you can game your lessons. The things that you think will affect your students in the most positive manner, you can create that kind of world for them.
We actually teach what they need to know, and they have the skills that they can use to apply across various fields and across various subject matters. We get to integrate robotics, technology, computer coding, things that would be taught separately are actually part of our everyday learning.
I'm a new teacher here at STEM, and I love working here because the administration is very supportive in allowing me to teach the students in new, innovative, and creative ways.
What is so special about our school is our students are engaged in problem-based learning. So with problem-based learning, our teachers can really tap into why they got into teaching in the first place. What is their passion? What do they most enjoy to transfer to the next generation? So students who come here are looking for our teachers to be creative and engaging to our students, and we ask our faculty, enjoy your students, enjoy your day, work with your colleagues, bring that positive energy each day, because together we try to make this the best place possible to work and thrive.
I talked to Michelle. She brought some items that we can possibly use for the potholes, because we were looking for sand and gravel.
That already drilled in.
Yep, it's already
drilled in.
Yeah.
Different sizes too. Yeah, but I think we were going to use
we
this
also,
so that they could like make it unique sizes.
Les already brought us a whole bunch of the styrofoam pieces.
Oh, good.
Already cut.
Good.
So I have like 50 of these already cut.
Awesome.
So we are starting to talk about a PBL that our second grade students are going to do about potholes, and kind of start from the beginning and have them figure out, why are potholes made, talk all the way back to about asphalt, and then come up with different materials that they can think of to be able to fill the potholes.
We have
to pick up next week.
Upstairs, and if we don't have them, I can send them to you as well. There's like these little screw top storage jars that you could send just a little bit to each group.
And we're gonna hopefully spend about 10 days or so it'll be a pretty fast-paced PBL that we're concentrating on, and the kids will have different materials that they'll have to test and hopefully be able to be ready to present in about 10 days time. Well, the next thing I went to was Amazon to look to see, they've got stuff like this, like aquarium gravel, and we could put it on a list for parents, a Sign Up Genius list. So I actually started a Sign Up Genius that I can share with you guys if you want.
I'm excited for them. It's using critical thinking skills, and they get to work together to solve a real life problem, and I'm excited to see what they come up with. And they all have tremendous ideas, and I can't wait to see how they put it to work.
I don't think it has that high of a.
I don't think
melting rate. So.
And if I remember correctly, there should be another craft pot that either I brought to Allison, and that's probably that one, or it might be hidden in my room and I need to find it.
Okay. And then we also asked for glue as a bonding agent. So
I think it'll help them with analyzing real world problems and how to fix it themselves, and how they are figuring out the solution rather than a textbook telling them the solution.
Music opens your eyes to new creative and innovative thinking processes. It involves pretty much everything that we study here at STEM.
You should join the music program because you can have a lot of fun doing it, and you can learn to music is a really important thing in your life. It's a way of art and stuff, and maybe you're not good at drawing, so that works.
They should join the music program at STEM because we have lots of musical opportunities, hoping to have a advanced and beginning choir, advanced and beginning band, advanced and beginning orchestra, and hopefully develop a music fundamental class that has foundations in all of the instruments along with harmony, theory, and production.
I really enjoy singing, so I am glad that I've been able to get a good teacher because I have grown a lot in my singing. And I'm planning on playing saxophone, so it's going to be fun when I can learn that because I just find music really fun.
So this is actually the first thing I did, and it's a bump stop for the chop saw.
17-year-old Kyle Paris is not your average intern.
So the potential with 3D printing is huge, and that was another thing that I learned as a result of STEM was how to use a 3D printer, just sort of how to design parts to be 3D printed.
Paris, a senior at STEM School Highlands Ranch, is completing an internship at Panther Industries, just up the street from STEM. Panther specializes in automated labeling. When Paris arrived at Panther, he quickly took note of a particular process on the production line.
This is putty tape, and it applies it to the bottom of this blue strip, which is gear teeth. And the idea is originally they would have had to lay this on here by hand, and it was a really tedious process because you have to make sure it gets centered in this groove, and if it's not straight, you have to peel it up and do it again.
Using his 3D printing knowledge from STEM, Paris took it upon himself to create a gadget to speed things along.
The best I can equate it to is a zipper. So this basically takes the putty tape and the blue teeth, and then when you pull on it, you can see it just lays them together like that. Again, originally they had to like hand lay this. You peel this back, and then you would have to hand lay this onto here. And so if you don't get it centered, you have to do it again. And lining it up would just be really painful, and pressing it down, you just go in like these inch-long sections and keep trying to get it to work. So I made this, which basically accelerates that process.
By how much?
So this whole, like, between that and this, it probably took them about 10 minutes per rack. Now it takes, I'm pretty slow at it because I don't do it very often, but it probably takes them about 2 minutes per thing. So, I mean, a significant increase in production.
His invention may have turned out to be more significant than he originally thought, creating a ripple effect that resulted in Panther Industries increasing sales and productivity.
On the manufacturing side, you look at how a time savings impacts your business, and currently we're at about 34 seconds per machine. If we can save 34 seconds a machine, we're able to build an additional machine a year without adding any additional labor. So Kyle's process alone got us an additional, 15 machines or so.
Since that time, Paris has created other 3D printed gadgets to help the company.
He sees the problem, he identifies it, and he quickly comes up with something that he can make. He utilizes our 3D printer all the time. Every day he's here, he's 3D printing something. But it's typically something that is almost spot on what we're looking for. And then he'll even take and look at the design and say, okay, it's not quite right in this, or I don't like this, and he critiques his own work. We're looking at it and saying, hey, this is a vast improvement from what we had. He's looking at it saying, but I can still improve on this, and I can fix a few things on it.
For the past 5 years, Panther has partnered with STEM as part of its internship program. Some of the interns are now full-time employees at Panther, like Sean Keys, who works as a software engineer. Paris credits his education at STEM which not only put him into an innovator's mindset, but a team player as well.
Problem-based learning really helped teach me to collaborate with others, I think was the biggest thing I gained. So a lot of what I do with design is working with other engineers to make sure that the design is going to work and collaborate to make sure you get the best design possible, because one idea often isn't going to be the best one. So it really helped me with the problem-based learning at STEM to learn to work with others and gather input to make the best thing you possibly can.
He's been a huge asset, but honestly, it's been the STEM students have been a huge asset over here as well.
This can happen in every class, in every grade level, in every subject.
These students have taught me more, and I have gained more from them than I've ever given back to them, I think.
I was super interested in how food can be grown on the moon, and sort of like anything that we can learn from growing food in outer space, because as we continue to expand into going on to new planets and everything, food will be essential.
We're very happy to be working with these kids, and we are going to get them into actual design, into CAD programs, and from there they will then be actually building these 3D printing the parts that they're creating.
The goal is, hey, we get to connect with the experts. And they've been very, very generous in terms of their time and support.
I did have a student here with me, and he told me to say that this project is inspiring. And so to get students to be inspired about their learning, to be engaged, to leverage accountability, working with all of these industry leaders, it really makes learning real.
There's something that we can extract from there that is maybe even a movement in learning, or at least giving strength to the message of this approach of letting it be student-directed, teacher-facilitated, and subject matter expert, inspired, and informed. That simple equation translates, I think, to everyone.
So Career Discovery is STEM's unique program that enables students to pursue their post-secondary goals and their interests while still in high school. Under the Career Discovery umbrella is P-TECH, concurrent enrollment, internships, mentorships, and CareerWise. So really just anything the student is interested in. Mr. Schallenberger and Dr. Kennedy are really good about matching up the students with their areas of interest. We have students right now at Visa and Lockheed Martin and Panther Industries, Frontier Airlines. We're starting a new branch of the internships this semester in healthcare, and lots of students have been enrolled in that and are excited to pursue that part of the internship program. So CareerWise Colorado is an organization that helps you earn while you learn. You get trained and paid to work in a business while you're still earning high school credit. It's a 3-year commitment, and they have pathways in business, IT, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, lots of different things. Through P-TECH and CareerWise, Both of those allow the students to continue past their 12th grade of school. Also, Miss Lytle is our college counselor, and she does a lot with students that are graduating and after graduation. So you can find me. I'm the second floor at the end of the hallway in the high school. You can email me, Jessica Connolly at stemk12.org. Or on the website, if you go under student support, there's a tab for career discovery, and there's an application there that you can fill out. That's kind of the first step.
I love going to high school at STEM just because of the freedom in classes we have. We have like all types of classes where you can go with any topic that you would like to. For college, we have our robotics classes and our computer classes where we have our hardware and software. We have all sorts of AP classes to take. And we also have a huge amount of like language arts and history classes for people that like that.
Yeah, so I in particular, I love going to high school STEM. It's very open-ended, but that extends more than just robotics. You have certain topics such as our science programs as well as our English programs that allow students to do what they want, especially with topics given, such as writing a specific essay. They let you choose the prompt and you run with it. That's the idea, is you're able to have so much freedom and able to solve problems. And problem solving is essential in the real world, which I find something that STEM does absolutely extraordinarily.
I started in STEM when I was in 7th grade, and I immediately fell in love with the school, not just because it focused on tech, but also because it was very much aligned to like flexibility needs for me personally as someone who is constantly out and about innovating, coming up with ideas, and it's also really like adapted to a lot of my passions and interests.
Middle school at STEM School Highlands Ranch is special because we value innovation. We also value a learning process that prepares students for the real world.
Well, personally, my favorite thing about STEM Middle School is the freedom to be ourselves, diversity, and our amazing teachers. Quite frankly, teachers at STEM are not exactly ordinary. Many of our computer science, and engineering students are taught by teachers who are actually ex-professionals from their workforce. So this creates a real-world scenario in classes that no other school can give you.
Basically, you get to build robots after school and then go and compete in competitions, which you can go all the way up to nationals.
We all know what we have to teach, but STEM School Highlands Ranch gives you a great deal of freedom on how you teach that.
Problem-based learning allows students to tackle real-world problems. We have some amazing partnerships with industry, and there is great cross-curricular collaboration within year levels and subject areas. I've seen so many of our middle school students go on to achieve great things.
One of the biggest things STEM values in our academics is closing the workforce gap between STEM subjects, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We actually are one of the only schools in Colorado that does this, and we do so by promoting internships, opportunities, and all sorts of incredible experiences for girls in STEM.
STEM gives students many opportunities to extend themselves in a variety of areas, not just academically. We have 3 levels of schooling, so the middle school students get to participate in a variety of activities with students from kindy to high school. So please join us for middle school at STEM School Highlands Ranch.